Welcome back to another exciting episode of Game Week. As usual, I'm never alone. I'm with my co-host Mario. Welcome back, bro.
The hostess with the mostest, the co-host with the mostest. What's happening, Game Week 39 world? We are back with another one, my friend.
Are we dropping a single soon, my friend?
I don't know. I've got some bars.
We should.
Yeah, it's been a long international.
It is.
Long.
I don't know if you've been keeping up with the international.
Yo, I tried. I watched Bafana beat Congo.
Yes, I saw that we
should have Bafana.
No, I mean Springboks always represent Bafana
on behalf of
Springboks, Proteas. That's why whenever you see that, just know that there was like some international pride, to be celebrated, some national pride rather, to be celebrated. But Mario, we're back. We're just having a chat right now saying that we haven't really paid too much attention to FPL because I think most managers, I was listening to FPL Wire this past week, and the guys were also mentioning that, during the international week, sometimes you just want to block out everything and reset so that you come back. You don't want to stress. You don't want to stress about the injuries. I remember I went on to my FPL, I think, last night.
Yeah.
Just to my team because I'd set my team before the international just to see, are any of my players injured? Nothing. This evening, early this evening.
Lucky you, bro.
Early this evening, I'm checking. I see Saka as a triangle.
Oh, you brought in Saka?
No, I don't have Saka. But I'm saying I see that as a triangle.
You're saying no, because you don't want to give anything away.
No, definitely.
Maybe you brought him in. Who knows? But yeah, that's probably my biggest scare from the international game week.
Yeah.
Is Saka coming off with that hamstring injury. But from what I hear, he might be available for this weekend's game.
Yes.
So we'll just have to see the final press conference. I think maybe tomorrow, Friday.
I heard that.
Yeah. So I'm crossing my fingers. I'm crossing my toes. I'm crossing my tongue. I'm crossing everything.
Cross everything. He has. You're one of the 34.6% managers that own him. So. I'm sure a lot of other managers are also, hoping that he does at least get a start or 60 minutes. I think 60 minutes more than anything.
Hey, bro.
Yeah.
I hope he gets the start.
Yeah.
I'm hoping he doesn't come off the bench because if he comes off the bench,
it's less effective.
It's less effective. And if he does start from the bench, if Arsenal are doing well, I don't think Mikel Arteta would risk him bring him in.
That's true.
That's 10 million that doesn't play, so it's a lot of money.
We'll talk more about Saka as we go in, but guys, welcome. Let's get to it. Let's start reflecting on Game Week 7, exactly what happened. For me, it was not a good one. I think you had a good one, but we'll discuss
that.
One.
Hardly call it. Okay, but by my standards this season.
Let's start with the results. The first kickoff was Crystal Palace and Liverpool. I'm not sure if you still have any recollection of that game, but it was a 1-0 win for Liverpool away.
Recollection of the game. Just a 1-0 Liverpool, and I slightly remember being disappointed by Luis Diaz.
Diaz didn't do anything for us.
So, Liverpool still number one, is it?
No, we are, definitely.
Yeah, so you play us this weekend.
We play you guys.
Quite exciting.
It's going to be a very big game. I'm looking forward to it.
A big test for
it's crazy, we're playing each other. Why don't we have our jerseys on?
That sucks. I left mine at home. So I left my jerseys at home and all the horrible
it's a sign. It's a sign which team is going to be dominating.
All the horrible jersey choices. And that's what, Jota grabs that goal early on in the first half.
Yeah.
And then Liverpool do what they've done all season, keep the clean sheet and take the point. I think what saves Liverpool the most is your back line is pretty solid. You have that goalkeeper, but Alisson is injured now. So Keller is also quite a good differential.
He's probably one of the best second choice goalkeepers.
I wouldn't go that far.
Who's the second best? Which team has the second best goalkeeper? Who's your second best goalkeeper? Petro. What's the guy? Petrovic.
No, it's no longer. They loaned him out to Strasbourg. We have what's that guy's name? Stronsberg or Longsberg or
something. So you're going to talk about Stronsberg.
Oh no, Jorgensen. Jorgensen.
We have a better goalkeeper.
But then I think Ortega is better than
Come on, don't disrespect Keller.
What do you mean?
Keller. What has Ortega done? Which title has he won?
What do you mean? He's won a quadruple. He won Champions League.
Playing how many games?
He played the cup games up until the final. Same as Keller. What has Keller won Liverpool?
Are you planning on bringing any Liverpool defense? Because I'm
tempted. I'm tempted.
I'm watching Konate. Looking like he's the cheapest one that I can bring in. I mean, Trent is expensive.
It's Kwanzaa, that pre-season hero hurt us because ever since his first start being subbed off at half time, he hasn't made it back. And I hear Matip is out of not finding a club. Left Liverpool as a free agent. It's looking quite sad there. I don't understand why can't like a championship team pick him up or something, because I still think
I think he still has some football.
He has football and he's in 31, 30, somewhere around there. So he's still young enough to play for 4 or 5 more years.
But Liverpool defense, you are contemplating it because we are losing points from managers that actually do have some Liverpool defense assets.
Let's look at the top scoring defenders so far this season. Let me just pull it up.
Probably Trent is right.
Trent is number 1. It looks like 41 points. Gabriel 39 points.
I have Gabriel.
Robertson 28 points. Virgil van Dijk 36 points. So Liverpool is up there. Alexander Arnold 41 points this season, 36 by Virgil van Dijk. Konate, who you're considering, 37 points.
He didn't start with the start of the season. Kwanzaa was still playing.
For the first 45 minutes of the season. They call that the start of the season. But the fixtures wise, I'm not so sure about Liverpool and its fixtures. They play Chelsea and Arsenal, their next 2 fixtures. So after that, it becomes Brighton. So maybe from game week 10, when they have Brighton, Villa, Southampton, then I think I'd be able to consider it. But their fixtures look very good in December, from December 7th going forward up until January.
And I think that's the reason why I've also been a bit hesitant on bringing in Konate, because I want to get rid of Porro. I mentioned this in the previous episode.
What's your beef with Porro?
The man is not returning.
What's your beef with Porro?
Losing 3-2.
Come on.
To Brighton, after looking like they were dominating the game.
Porro's got 2 less points than Robertson. He's got 4 more points than Saliba.
I don't have Saliba. Compare him with Gabriel.
Gabriel has 2 goals.
No, that's the reason. That's the benchmark that I have. I want someone who's going to be coming in to
He has got 3 more points than Guardiola.
When I shipped Guardiola a long time ago.
And he's got West Ham, Crystal Palace up next.
So he's lucky because the Liverpool fixtures are not looking so good.
Yeah.
But that doesn't cancel out the fact that Liverpool could actually still keep a clean sheet.
Oh.
You never know. But let's see. We'll see. The first test is Chelsea this coming weekend.
I find it hard to believe.
No. We're gonna see if we can be able to stop.
They won't be able to put 1 goal in. I know it's Anfield and everything, but a goal can get in here.
Let's move on. Arsenal 3, Southampton 0. I don't think this was a surprise.
They started off a bit shaky, like they did with Leicester. I was starting to call Saka all sorts of names.
I saw you in the group and I was happy, my friend.
And then he comes with a goal and an assist.
Explosively, I'm like, damn it. And that's what ruined my FPL actually, because I mean, most of the managers that did well are managers that had Saka. No one really shone this past game week.
The average was 46 points.
Those that captained Haaland were losing out compared to some of us who captained Palmer, because he got like 6 points. And Haaland only scored 2 points. And which other captain was there? Salah did nothing. So it was until the last, I would say, quarter of the game, and where Saka just decided to return, that just ruined my FPL and my ranking.
That's probably what saved me and helped me score my first above average total this season, which is scary.
That's how terrible
after 7 game weeks, I've only managed to score above average once, which was this past game week.
Maybe that's the turnaround.
By 1 point.
Maybe that is the turnaround.
I mean, we build from here.
Yeah, we build. I told you there's only one way.
It's up. I can't go any lower than I am now.
Yeah, but
Worst start of the season.
we looking at Arsenal. They're still a good team to invest in.
Yeah, I think the fixtures compared to Liverpool and Chelsea are better. But then you have like Man City.
Yeah.
Kovacic really came through for
It
them
did,
there
it
in the
did.
previous
But his
game.
ownership is terrible, so we're not really too concerned if we don't
Yeah,
have it.
but the differentials is what we fish for. Man United don't have bad fixtures, but they have bad form, bad coach, bad team, bad mentality.
Another
According to Ronaldo, bad training facilities as well.
yeah.
So I don't know what to do about that. Rhys James is back, so maybe he's back in team training. But yeah, defensively, I don't think I'd prioritize defense.
bringing in Arsenal because
Like,
they don't
at
have
the
a good
moment.
they don't have a good run of fixtures as well. I mean, they only have 11.
Yeah, they
an
have
FPL of
Bournemouth
3.
now, and then Liverpool
Liverpool.
and Newcastle in their next 3 games
Chelsea.
after that, and then Chelsea as
Yeah.
well down the. I think three bad fixtures in a row.
Yeah, so maybe
So-
if you don't already have an Arsenal attacker or defender, maybe you can just monitor for a bit.
Yeah, I think this might be my last game with good Saka. I don't know.
How long have you had him for?
Since the turn of good fixtures for Arsenal, because Arsenal had a run where they played Leicester, like I said, Southampton,
So that's
Bournemouth.
probably how many games? 3 games.
Yeah, maybe 3. Since I wildcarded, basically.
So basically, the magic number in terms of games is still valid. I use a barometer of 3 games. You give a player 3 games, you bring him in. Yes, he might not perform immediately. He might not perform the next game, but he'll reward you for having had him that 3. Those 3
Yeah,
games.
Saka
and
rewarded
he
me
rewarded
previously.
you.
Let's
So,
hope he rewards me one more time.
Yeah, that would be a bonus. because-
Against Bournemouth.
Yeah, and then you can ship him out. There's nothing that you lose from there. And then City 3-2 versus Fulham.
Like I said, we thought it was going to be a walkover. Haaland was going to maybe grab a brace or a hat trick.
Then he didn't score.
Another blank.
Another
You
blank.
see that
After
my
you
curse-
brought him.
My curse continues.
Yeah, and you captained him both
And
games.
I captained in both game weeks. My luck is just
And
something.
Raul Jimenez with the beautiful assist. Did you see that back heel?
Yeah, that
assist?
back heel. Probably
For-
one of the best
Yes,
assists.
I saw it was
in the-
contending
in
for
the
goal of the season. Sorry, for player of the season. Yeah, it was featured on player of the season. I think there was a segment of player of the season.
Season already cut when?
So far, yeah, they did.
When
make a
October? Oh,
compilation.
you mean so far? Yeah, but it might end, if there's an award for assist of the season, we might end up winning it out with that back heel. But yeah, Man City being put to the sword there.
Showing again that defensive investment that it's not worth it.
And they've got the best fixtures for the most consistent team.
Yeah.
I believe. If I check, I was just checking them this afternoon. They play Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at those 3 fixtures, you think for the team
They
with
should at
Man
least be
City's
keeping
qualities.
2 clean sheets in the next game.
Yeah, this should be walkovers. I mean, Southampton at home should be like a triple captain, Haaland contender vibe.
But they've only kept a clean sheet in the opening game against Chelsea.
Imagine.
That's it. They haven't kept anything. So
Imagine.
if you have a Guardiola that you're keeping there,
I still have him. I'm still keeping the faith of this fixtures.
my guy, this
I think
explains why things haven't been doing
exactly.
well.
I haven't been making evasive moves, but like I said, I don't want to go and waste money on shipping out defenders and whatnot when I can tinker with midfielders. But I guess that's not really working out for me so much. So maybe I should
We found a winning formula. Speaking of winning formulas, Man United can't find a winning formula. Aston Villa 0, Man United 0.
I actually thought they would lose that game.
And there were some, I don't know if they're positive comments, but there were positive comments from Eric saying that, this was a good result. There's something to build on. I don't know, something around those
the
lines.
plan is coming along.
The plan is coming along. We must follow the process.
Follow the plan. We trust the players.
We trust the players. So I was disappointed. Watkins didn't do much in that game. I thought he was gonna, bury Man United.
Yeah, no, I thought the same.
Super sub also.
John Duran, super sub.
He's goal scoring.
Goal of the season as well. Goal of the month. So I'm drinking from your well now. Because you're talking about the season in October.
And super sub, juice has come to an end. You should have.
It's only one game.
No, but I'm just saying that it's broken because he's been scoring consistently back to back.
Yeah, no, so what, 6 straight games or was it something like that?
Yeah.
Off the bench,
off
crazy
the bench.
numbers. But yeah,
And
goal of the
Maguire
season,
to stop him.
new contract for the 20-year-old Colombian at Aston Villa, unable to come and put Man United to the sword. But I think that's a result United needed.
Yeah.
Even though it's not positive to think in terms of draws.
Yes, away from home also.
Yeah.
But they seem to pick up points when they're away from home.
Yeah, I think Old Trafford is the problem, actually.
Yeah,
It might be cursed or something. Hence the water was falling down.
The theater
when they say it rains, it pours. When it was just gushing down. And they're like, look at what Ronaldo was saying. There's nothing that works there anymore. The coach doesn't work. The players don't work. The facilities don't work. I don't know what works.
Bruno getting red cards
the board doesn't work. They brought in a new owner. He also doesn't work.
Let's talk about Chelsea. 1-1 against Nottingham.
Quite disappointing for me.
Palmer returned for me. I'm happy he was my captain, as I said. Had it not been for Saka, Palmer was the best captain to have, given the fact that in terms of ownership and captaincy.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you're saying, I'm sure you were quite disappointed not to have won that game.
I was quite disappointed, especially with the red card for the last 10-15 minutes, including added time, if you look at it like that.
Yeah.
But the saves that man made, Sal's, I take my hat off to him. And it was an exciting game, back and forth. Sanchez also made some good saves for Chelsea.
He made 8 saves and Sal's made 7. So Sanchez seems to have been more busier than
but I mean, if we're looking at like the real quality chances where you say you're gonna score, the save is almost anything nowadays in the Premier League.
Yeah,
you scoop up the ball from the ground.
That is a save. We're talking FPL, my guy. We're talking FPL.
Yeah, no,
that is the difference between the 1 point that you can get versus
fair enough, because
points.
for the save points, he picks up 2 save points, I think, from that 8 saves.
Yes. So basically, you get a point for every 3 saves.
Exactly. But Sal's with the quality saves. You saw that there was that Palmer touch. Oh, so cold.
A double save, you mean?
That double save he did. That Palmer touch. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he did something.
I don't know. My foot doesn't work in such ways where I can turn the ball up. It was like Bergkamp-esque kind of. You remember that Bergkamp goal against Newcastle when you were still an Arsenal fan, and then he flicked the ball around the corner, around the defender, and then he went around the other way and collected it. Quite similar to what Palmer did. But yeah.
But it's not a surprise. I mean, who else would have been able to do that in Chelsea if it's not?
I mean, not a lot of players can do that. I haven't even seen Mo Salah do something
let's not talk about Salah.
No, I'm not. No disrespect to the Egyptian king.
Yeah.
But I mean, Salah is skillful. He's fast, clinical. One of the most clinical wingers of all time. I'll give him. But I mean, he was never as skillful as Hazard. He could never beat players like Hazard, and that's the truth.
Liverpool?
Those 4 fixtures, Liverpool.
He's going to face Liverpool. I would not be surprised if he scored, because that is Cole Palmer.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised either.
So yeah.
I definitely wouldn't be surprised either. And like I said, 4 difficult fixtures coming up for Chelsea. So it's going to be a real test.
Same as Liverpool. I think both teams are being tested. Okay, well, you guys played Manchester City, so you've already been...
before we even knew what Chelsea really was.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be better now that we have a consistent starting 11. We know who's going to start probably, or what 11 we're going to get.
Yeah.
80, 90%, I'll say 90% of the time. But those fixtures against Liverpool, Newcastle, United, and Arsenal gonna be very tough. But then I think Newcastle, Man United, those probably dubs for us. I think we can get the dub there.
You can get the
Liverpool.
You should. I think you should. Given how you guys are playing, it would be disappointing, extremely disappointing. But I mean, you drew with Nottingham. I don't want to say it's
away from home.
I don't have a voice because
they beat you at home.
At home,
we drew them away from home.
The only loss we've suffered, the only points we've dropped this season.
Until the Sunday. So
we shall see. So Brighton 3, Tottenham 2. Disappointing. But
great
for managers that scouted Brendan Johnson, I have to say.
Yeah, no, he's been in good form.
He's been in some crazy form.
Like we spoke about him previous part as well.
Yeah.
Compared to Madison,
Yeah,
I think now he's like 0.9 million rand cheaper than Madison. So you do save on that 0.9 million.
Yeah.
Choosing him over Madison, he seems like he's a locked-in starter now for
benching Kulusevski.
Benching Kulusevski, but Kulusevski, since I sold him, he's returned quite well as
Some
well.
decent points.
Yeah, I've noticed. It's just that his position is at jeopardy, so I wouldn't look at him too much. Brennan Johnson and the Solanke up front are probably the most affordable.
Yeah.
Ways into that Spurs team. I think Spurs have good fixtures coming up.
Yeah, but good fixtures or not, if you're
yeah,
losing,
like I said, West Ham, Crystal Palace.
If you're losing,
Brighton, don't sleep on Brighton, my guy. You saw Brighton were undefeated until they played Chelsea, and we beat them 4-2, I think.
But my argument about getting rid of Porro, you said it was personal. It's not personal. If you can lose from a winning position, a game which when you went to half time,
Brighton. Brighton have been playing extremely well. I mean, let me look at Brighton.
Did the team not do their homework on who Brighton is? They look like they got it. Spot on.
They've only lost one game, and that was against Chelsea this season, and they've won 3 and drawn 3. So I mean, it's not like you're walking into a game against Brighton and thinking this is Southampton or Leicester or something. They could put hands on Man City and Liverpool as well. So be careful what you say because it might be used against.
Have you guys played them?
Yeah, we gave them the first hour. Like I said, 4-2.
Okay.
It was that Palmer game where he scored 4 goals.
The Palmer mayhem.
Where he scored 4 goals in the first half.
All right, now let's move on from the fixtures, my friend. So we spoke about green arrows, red arrows. For me, I'm bleeding. I scored way below average.
How much did you score?
Just terrible. I'm even embarrassed to say it out loud, but 36. So that's 10 points less.
I've been embarrassed for the last 6 game weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm still open.
This man loves his job. He respects his job.
Hey,
he still shows up with a smile, with enthusiasm.
Here,
with the butchering, such a terrible stuff.
Getting my ass handed to me, but I'm still
committed to the
with
cause.
With a smile on my face again, but then
exactly.
It is what it is, my friend. Each job. My I scored 47.
Yeah,
like I said,
solid.
1 point. Solid.
No. It was a tough game week.
1 point above average. But then we can clap hands for me because it was my first time above average.
And as you said, it's an improvement.
Building block, I guess. But you're 36, quite disappointing.
That yo-yo effect. Remember, I did say that for me, my objective is to try to at least consistently get green arrows. That's when you know you're progressing. But if you're gonna get a green arrow, get a red arrow, get a green arrow. That's a perfect recipe for finishing in mid-table. I'm telling you.
Mine has been all red, so
yours
I don't know what I'm cooking, what my recipe, what recipe
that's battling relegation. You can't get consecutive arrows. Red arrows consecutively 3 times. That is relegation.
How about
up and down mid-table?
6
green times? Upwards. 3 back to back. You're going upwards. So
6 times, bro.
So you're relegation. We had Dixon in the previous episode.
Fun. If you haven't watched it, even if you missed, it's the game week back or so.
It's
fun.
It's one to watch, guys. Go check
very
it out.
Fun. Very informative.
Was on the pod. We had a good time, like we always do. And as we said, we're still gonna be bringing more guests, but do check out Dixon. Dixon outscored the 2 of us. He scored 55 points, having captained Palmer also.
Oh no, he sounds like a man with a lot of faith, and his son seems to support Chelsea.
Yeah.
Maybe that emotional heartstring tugs at him. But he did say set and forget was Palmer and Haaland for him.
Yeah.
Seems to be working out well for him.
55 points
on
the parallel group, he was disappointed not to have captained Saka because he had Saka, and as you can see, he outscored both of us.
Yeah. I wish I captained Saka as well, but that's how the cookie crumbles. I think he was my vice captain.
So I scored 36 points. Very disappointing, as I said. 10 points from the average, having captained Cole Palmer, who, as I said, I've been iterating that is probably the best captain candidate this past game week, given the fact that Haaland and Salah didn't do much, except those that decided to go differential and probably had the Kovacic going on there, or the Pickford, and then you scored 47. So kudos to you on scoring at least above average there. So that is progress. You captained Haaland back to back. And it's that thing, when goalkeepers, in FIFA, when we used to play FIFA and it's the penalties, you go that side and you think, let me go that side again. And you think, let me go that side again. And
the guy keeps on saying, it's probably trying to trick me, keep on diving that way and he catch all three of
What are you gonna do going into the next game week? Are you gonna still go to the same side?
What do I have a choice, my friend? This is the hill I should have chose to die on from the beginning. I came in 10 goals later. I'm paying the consequences. But if anything, if I'm not giving, I think I give pretty good advice, even though I don't follow most of my own advice. And most managers will just nitpick to what we say anyway and pick up what they feel applies to them anyway.
Correct.
But I'm also a perfect example of what not to do. So for managers who also want to see what not to do, look at my squad. But if you want to know what to do, you can listen to the podcast. But definitely.
And then standout players, we saw Antonio coming from the ashes, rising from the ashes.
18 points.
We haven't spoken about Antonio in
2 seasons.
2 seasons. That man was hot property 2 seasons ago.
2 seasons ago.
With the likes of, who was there? Bowen.
Bowen was there.
Ward-Prowse, the king of dead ball set pieces.
Exactly.
Some few years back, there was Robert Snodgrass. Remember that season with Robert Snodgrass?
Payet. I can forget.
Payet. Lanzini still cooking back in the days.
With one of the greatest, I think that is probably one of the greatest Premier League assists. I don't know if you remember that assist of Payet, where it's taking the defender to the touchline. He pretends like it's going to cross with the left foot. He cuts it back inside. When he comes back from the ball, he hits it with the reverse, where you swing the leg behind the other leg and then chips it over.
I think I recall. But in my mind, the first thing that comes into my head when I think of Payet was a set piece that he took. I just can't recall exactly.
Free kick, I remember that free kick.
That one used to hit
but
some
then
crazy
some curlers as well.
Some curlers. And when he left, I was like, Mara, why is Payet leaving? Nobody understood.
The streets will never forget.
Anatovic. Remember the days of Anatovic?
Anatovic was also crazy.
My guy.
Anatovic was also crazy. From Stoke, when he started at Stoke as well. That's where they picked him up because he was killer at Stoke. Before they got
West Ham has been giving us some good football. But Antonio voted king of the game week, 18 points. Having scored a goal, 3 assists, 5.4 million, a steal. Right now in a market where we are looking for differentials. I mean, up front, some are going with Watkins. Some, obviously, we have Haaland as a standard. I decided to go differential with Raul Jimenez. He's still returning for me, so I'm getting my value for money. But here's Antonio, seeing exactly how they might play. I think they are playing Tottenham in the next fixture, so we will see. Maybe Antonio is coming back.
But then West Ham haven't been in the best form. No. I'll say that. I just wanted to look at the upcoming fixtures.
His ownership is 2.2%. Just to close off those stats with Antonio.
I don't even think West Ham have good fixtures in the next 5 game weeks. Because if I'm looking at it, City far and away have the best fixtures, if we're not counting Everton in this. But Antonio, Bowen could be good differential. Kudus is magic. Kudus. And Chelsea nearly signed him. But then Chelsea, every player named Olise, Kudus, those are the players we would have signed ahead of Palmer. So it doesn't really hurt me too much. But then Kudus also great pick there in that West Ham.
Hopefully they will turn around. I think they are still a team to look at.
No, they got quality players.
Bowen, I have a very soft spot for Bowen. I think
Jared Bowen. I think a season ago.
Yeah, last season he was. If you timed bringing him in you were winning, because he does go on a good consistent run.
Yeah.
And when he dips in form, he does dip, but when he comes back,
That's what I think even was like why people were so outraged when he didn't get the call up for the Euros, and Gordon and Palmer took those spots because they had performed obviously
and he's
very
well seasoned, man. I mean, I
but
think,
not as well as Palmer, of course. But then,
I mean, Bowen has been doing it before Palmer. Palmer
but yeah,
if
doing it for his 14 goals this season,
I guess you
6
have a
assists.
point.
But then if someone's gonna come in and score 20 something goals and have
you can't
14
bench.
assists,
Not,
I mean, come on.
Southgate would have been fired before.
Yeah, but then the Gordon one was a reasonable debate.
And then to finish off this list, Saka 16 points, as we've been speaking quite a lot about Saka. He's got a goal, 2 assists, 10.1 million, 34.6% of managers own him. As we did say, he has a triangle right now, so we'll see how that goes. And Pickford, my man, 15 points. He goes through having kept a clean sheet, 4.8 million. I was happy with this because I believe that I have a... what is this?
Don't you have Dunk or Tokoski or something?
I decided to bring in Keane.
Oh yes,
I benched Dunk.
I think I have Keane as well.
And then I brought in Keane, and then when I saw the clean sheet, I was like, yes.
Look at my team.
That's a good return.
Yo, bro, my bench. How come I didn't see this? Digny was on Dinya. Was on my bench, 8 points. Keane was on my bench, 6 points. Sanchez with the 4 points.
No.
I take Guardiola, Luis Diaz, and Raya out from that. That's 4 points minus. And then I add these two.
The struggles of an FPL manager.
I think every manager. I'm literally doing what every manager.
Literally doing everything that every manager
14 more points on my total, which will be like 61.
It is what it is. We move on. Game week 8 is coming, guys. Focus on game week 8. Forget about game week 7. But let's move on. Upcoming fixtures as we get to the end of the pod. Upcoming fixtures going into game week 8. There's quite a lot to be excited about. I think we'll leave the best for last. But we spoke about Tottenham versus West Ham. I don't know what Tottenham are we seeing, because I think the past fixture sort of like reminded us of the old Tottenham, you know. You never know which Tottenham is going to show up.
Yeah, no, Poro really hurt you, né? I can see it in your eyes. Like,
my man,
even when you're speaking about Spurs, I don't think it's no longer like from an analytical standpoint.
And you know where it comes from. And you know where it comes from. You know when the week has played, right? And then you're counting your points, you're like, yo, if only I can get 6 points from this guy.
Why do we always do that?
I don't know why.
Leave your last player or 2 players.
You pray and you cross, and you can see the fixture is not the one.
Like I've said probably once on my card saying, I wish this guy scores 4 goals and an assist.
Yeah.
But it's not Cole Palmer. I'm busy thinking about freaking Rodgers for Aston Villa.
FPL will do this to you guys.
So it will make you expect things from players.
Especially a Sunday fixture. After you saw Saturday and then you saw your ranking go down and you realize I'm left with 3 players. You're gonna count our maximum points will take you there, but that's why I'm feeling like this. Poro is really hurting me. I was expecting a lot.
Please forgive Poro for his sins.
He must improve, yeah. He must keep a clean sheet at home and an assist. But your thoughts on this game? Where do you think it's gonna go?
Spurs versus West Ham. Yeah. I think there's goals in this game. Both teams have shown to be vulnerable at the back. Like you said, Poro, not giving you too much joy with the clean sheets. But I think Spurs can score, West Ham can score. So there will be goals.
Okay. Brennan Johnson still going to be returning amongst the goal scorers?
Yeah, I think that's your cheapest and easiest way into that. Because what is he, 6.6 now? So I think that's the cheapest, easiest way into Spurs at 6.6. But then I think they can concede as well, and West Ham can take advantage. So if you're on a differential, like you said, Antonio is sitting at 5.4.
Yeah.
He's a nice cheap differential as well. Kudus, I think he's a little bit cheaper than Bowen. So yeah.
So on a parallel universe, as we said, we speak of managers, and then you look at your team, you think,
you open my squad?
And then I'm speaking of Brennan Johnson, and then I check who has Brennan Johnson. Guess who has Brennan Johnson?
Who's that?
Woody Dabishi.
Really?
I'm like,
This
how
man-
does this guy always...
Like, we need to bring Dabishi on.
He always just seems to have that player that
this
you
guy
think...
is always bringing in some weird players who just hit what
Man
they
had
hit up from
Saka,
there.
man had Johnson.
Yeah. And who did he captain? It's always good with his captain.
He captained Haaland.
Yeah, it was
So
a
at least
fear,
he
probably a
dropped-
fear thing.
yeah.
But I've seen him captain against Haaland. I think previous game week, I don't know if you can check. I think he might have captained against
Woody, 8th position right now in our mini league.
Yeah, fighting.
You seem to have some really good transfers that you make,
Some
which
instinct. Good
you know, some good instinct. Every time I just think that, hey, I might just have caught one on him. He just has that one extra player, and, you know, so yeah, very interesting. That 7 points is the one that at least got him above average, because he also scored 47 just like you do.
Yeah,
so you can see that X factor.
Even if he does bad, he gets above average.
Just so it's
That's what you need to do to be in the top 10
hundreds,
of Game Week 39.
hundreds. But yeah, we have United, Brentford. Again, we don't know what to expect from United. Brentford is on one
I
hell
know
of a
that
form.
Brentford score a goal within 90 seconds of almost every single game so far this season.
And,
So I know United should
Mbeumo,
probably be scared.
Do you have Mbeumo?
Yeah, it's been returning well for me
Yeah, I
actually.
don't know. I think
I think he actually
Is one that
he scored 8 points for me previous game week. The game week before that 9 points. The game week before that 8
How am
points.
I sleeping on Mbeumo?
So it's been, and then the game week before that against City it was 2, but the game week before that it was 14.
And you've had him all this time.
No, I only jumped onto him game week 5 with my wild card. But look at Mbeumo. Game week 1, 9 points. Game week 2, 1 point. Game week 3, 14 points. Then 2 points, then 8 points, 9 points, 8 points.
What?
So he's returned every game week, 5 out of the 2 game weeks.
What tells us that he might not return against Man United? What are the
Nothing.
chances?
Everything tells us that he should
He should
return
return
again
against
against
Man
Manchester United.
So managers, someone to consider there. For those probably who are doubting Saka.
Yeah. But Saka against Bournemouth, maybe he does again what he did last game.
You are
He
hoping
leaves
that
it late.
he does.
Yeah,
gets risked.
one last
And
hurrah.
he
But
comes
he's
in-
got the most assists this season.
And he
7
was
points,
also in
7
the
assists.
international, so he played internationally, right?
The first game, and then he got
the
subbed
knock-on.
off with a hamstring. But then we're waiting to hear from Arteta on Friday.
Let's hope. Let's see for those that actually possess those assets. But Newcastle versus Brighton, where do you think this one is going to go?
Yeah, that's a pick 'em, if there ever was one.
Welbeck is scoring set pieces these days.
Yeah, I saw the free kick. Hectic.
Where did Welbeck learn how to score a set
Yeah,
piece?
I've never seen him score a free kick my whole entire life.
Yeah.
But Brighton, tough, playing well. Harvey Barnes actually playing pretty
Yeah,
well.
seems
He was
to,
injured most of last season.
Yeah.
Hence Gordon had his debut season last season and did so well with the chance he was given. But Harvey Barnes originally was the better player between Gordon. If we were looking at it beginning of last season, Harvey Barnes, Gordon,
Definitely.
we definitely picking out Harvey Barnes to be the better player. He's starting to show a bit of that form that we expected. But yeah, it should be a tough game. I think Brighton could win it, just because they've been so consistent, or it could be a scoring draw. But then, Newcastle could also edge it. I counted them out against Spurs. I said I could bet my house that they were gonna lose that game because they'd been playing so poorly, getting results but points here and there as well, but played so poorly. And without Isak, you don't think they have that in them, you know.
Don't be surprised if you see me bring in Dunk and benching Poro. As I said, I'm just as close to being pissed
But then
off.
Dunk is likely to concede against. I think
I'm
Newcastle
hoping
can
not,
score.
because it could go anyway. It
Could, but
so
I wouldn't waste a transfer on
No,
such a game.
I have him. He's on the bench. I'm saying bring him on the team.
okay,
Currently, I have Poro as my starting. So,
Alright, now it makes more sense.
Bournemouth, Arsenal. I think this one should be an easy one for Arsenal.
We said that, but then look at Bournemouth putting hands on people, saying that we thought they would lose something after Solanke, but they've been putting hands on several teams. Like, if we were to look at Bournemouth, I had Semenyo for a bit.
Yeah.
They've only they put hands on Southampton, Everton, drew with Nottingham Forest, and Newcastle. I was quite disappointed in the previous game against Leicester City where they lost 1-0. But then it just testament to Leicester. They have like DNA, winning DNA in them. Because I think out of all the promoted teams, they've been playing the best. And I think they have the best shot of staying
in
up
the Premier League,
at the end of the season between Ipswich and Southampton.
What should you expect from City and Wolves? I don't think there's any surprise that Wolves can really give. I think for me
Wolves.
personally, I haven't been seeing Wolves. They haven't been coming up my radar.
Nah,
Ichan is injured.
Yeah, they haven't been playing too well because of the injuries.
He scored a goal last game week, but he hasn't really been.
But Wolves is one of those teams they can just start and then they're gone.
And they have a tendency of doing it against City, yeah?
Exactly, but then we gave them hands.
Yeah.
Hands +1.
Yeah.
So
you think they're still wounded?
So I don't know. I can't speak too much to their quality now.
They could score a goal because City cannot keep a clean sheet. So.
City can't buy a clean sheet to save their lives with all the money laundering and backdoor dealing.
Did they not get cleared of some charges?
You guys watch too much Twitter. They said this thing might take even 6 months to 8 months.
Serious Manchester City fans fabricating stuff on the internet.
You guys stop watching Twitter and listen to credible sources.
Yeah.
But even with all the Abu Dhabi money, they can't buy a clean sheet. With all that oil money for this season, they can't buy a clean sheet.
Even scoring goals. Didn't he score like 2 games?
Yes, he did. The only thing that saved that whole situation. Yeah. And when he scored, I was hoping he goes on to keep a clean sheet. But like clockwork, they conceded.
The fixture of the weekend, firstly on paper, I stand to accept a counter argument, whether also an FPL, but Liverpool versus Chelsea. There's no Chelsea inside, but
is this all you're gonna do, Mikatu? You told me not to come with my shirts because you don't have any shirts. I didn't say such. You said, first of all, this man said, don't come with your shirts.
Please don't.
There are going to be no shirts on today's episode.
Don't listen to my.
We're supposed to be shooting. You can see it's even a new location. We're supposed to be shooting on the balcony or something. In the stars should be the background. Yeah. This guy decided, no wonder I even felt itchy. I felt itchy. These things behind me.
What do you think? How do you think Son is gonna go?
You're
coming to Anfield.
Walk on.
You're gonna hear a lot of.
Is that the speakers underneath the seats and everything? Is this not Manchester City? Where you guys have to fabricate sound.
And you never walk.
Stick to IT, my friend. Singing is not for you.
Let's go.
But
what's the score gonna be?
The score 3-1 Chelsea.
3-1 Chelsea away from home.
Look straight in the eye. 3-1 Chelsea. 3-1 Chelsea.
Oh, you're gonna get me a beer and a burger, nah? If we beat you guys.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I'll take that bet. If I beat you, beer and a burger, same. Okay, fine. Draw no bet, as they say on Hollywood. Draw no
Actually,
bet.
let's even make this better, right? Not only is it a beer and a burger, on the next episode, if Liverpool beats you, you are wearing a Liverpool shirt for this episode. So you're not confident.
Must have lost your damn mind.
You're not confident that you guys are gonna.
Do I look like Miles Kaziri to you? I don't just put.
Hey, the name being dropped, guys. You guys will just go check on the mini league logs and see which managers' names are being dropped. I do not know.
Do I look like I just go around wearing anybody's t-shirt? Hey, I've got sensitive. I
don't know if our editors are gonna even edit this.
I've got sensitive skin, my brother. I don't have crippled skin like my friend. Like my friend.
I was not expecting that.
I know I've got files. I can take
no.
in a Juventus, in a Everton t-shirt, in a Liverpool t-shirt.
What I'm saying, as Game 39, we can disclaim that
in a Man City.
This is outside of the organization. we do not, we do not, you
No,
know.
it must run in the family.
I don't know.
Because you
Give us
you
the
abandoned
score.
Arsenal for Liverpool.
And
You abandoned
it's the same
Arsenal
person that's
for
feeding you all of this
Man City.
information.
No, I was there. What do you mean?
No.
What I was there when you still were
let's get back to the show.
I knew you when you
Stop talking.
supported.
Hey.
Man, I've known you since high school. I knew you when you supported Arsenal.
Liverpool,
This is not.
Chelsea, scoreline. You
It's
said 3-1.
funny how quick these people change discussions.
You said 3-1.
But then, yeah, 3-1.
Kopama, I think he's going to be victorious.
Kopama for a brace, Jackson for a goal and assist.
And then no Diaz was the one.
Sancho also gonna grab an assist somewhere in there, maybe even 2.
No, I told you it's the fixture of the weekend. This one is heated.
Yeah,
And it's
maybe
between.
I think
we might be sitting across the table in the next episode. Who knows?
I think Diaz might grab one or Salah might grab one.
Yeah.
Salah.
I think Salah has a thing. Remember that
He
trailer that he
doesn't
scored?
like Chelsea that much because they told him he wasn't good enough, but he wasn't at the time. So I mean,
Yeah, no, at the time.
but he holds a grudge, and it's very clear.
And it's
Like
dangerous.
you with Poro.
It's
But he's
dangerous.
old and he's on his way out. And
We shall see.
And Liverpool don't really have money to buy people, so I'm not too worried about that. We'll go back to the Ryan Babel days, and Ryan Babel and
the court.
the Flying Dutchman.
John Anarisa.
But let's at least hear the Champions League is to put some bit of.
We're still cooking, man. Reina.
Reina, come on.
It was a keeper. That one was doing the thing.
That man.
Yes, if you're saying this about Mignolet, I would understand.
No, that guy is he's a legend, but then he's considered some funny goals.
Alonso, back in those days.
No, you're talking about 2005 Liverpool.
Okay, let's move on, my friend.
Me, I'm talking about Daniel Sturridge and what's that like?
Borini. Remember that celebration
Borini.
on FIFA? Remember the celebration? I don't know about Borini. Bruno was pop. Even on FIFA, he could not do anything. But Sturridge, at least the celebration.
You come a long way, my friend.
The celebration was the one on FIFA, I'm sure.
But for one season.
Even you did it on
For one, I never played with Liverpool. Two, I never did no Daniel Sturridge.
But captaincy, are we saying Kopama, Salah, Haaland, maybe Welbeck?
Let me look at the fixtures. I'll decide, but it's most likely Haaland. What will I say, my friend?
Because
it's probably Haaland for the next 4 game weeks with Wolves, Southampton, Bournemouth, Brighton.
Yeah.
Who do you even? Yes, but Wolves have nice fixtures, eh? After Man City, they have Brighton, Crystal Palace, Southampton.
But who would you captain from Wolves? Because you're talking about captains, you'll have to have like the likes of.
No, I'm just throwing it out there for anyone.
Cunha, Hichan is still injured.
Yes, I know it's Kuraf, Kunzima, Zigotobuya.
So captaincy, we need to.
Literally Man City with the only. I can't even count. Out of these recognizable names, Man United might come back.
Conclude. Captaincy, who would your first?
No, it's that's why I'm delaying because it's a very short list. That's why I'm busy.
There's probably only one candidate.
Which is Haaland, which I said, but Man United, Brentford, Man United are going to get that S cheek slapped. Met the captain Mbuemo.
That's a good differential.
Everton, Ipswich. You said the Everton won, eh?
Yeah, Dominic
even kept
a clean sheet.
Yeah,
maybe it could be the turnaround McNeil.
Dwight McNeil. Oh, did I bring on Dwight McNeil? Who knows?
But I think we know the captaincy that
Dwight McNeil is the Leicester play Southampton. They show like they can put hands on people. So who knows? There might be a differential. Vardy. And that new striker or midfielder they have, what's his name? Scored a beautiful goal. An African player.
It's not Ndidi.
No, it's not Ndidi.
But okay, captaincy. Haaland is basically leading the pack.
Haaland or die. I'm bringing Haaland or die back. Haaland or die. I hope this puts good juju into the universe. Haaland or die. Haaland, I hope you're watching.
You must do the things.
Please. I beg you.
As you heard, managers, captaincy, I think it's pretty much obvious this game week. But as we wrap up, we need to quickly look into our mini league. We see that currently we have a new leader in the mini league. Mbodi, Liduna FC, sorry. Liduna now is leading.
I don't remember the last time I even scrolled up all the way up.
Liduna 473. Jokers, Raul has been dethroned. He's been up for quite some time. I think since he played his triple captain in game week 2. He sits on 467, and then we see a very familiar face, the Red Devils. RBV Devils, Ryan. Former champion. Sitting on 464 points. So he's only 3 points away from Raul, and just less than 10 points away, if not 15, from Liduna. So it's going to get very volatile. But we know this type of a manager. We've seen him, so we wouldn't be surprised how things stand in the next
quality managers.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Haaland I did.
Top.
I keep on going back to it.
I think you're more touched by Haaland than I am with Porro, but...
No, but I'm still saying Haaland or die, the Haalanator, what are the other terminators? The cyborg, all the nicknames I have for my guy.
Managers, the deadline is Saturday, midday.
Yeah.
So make sure that the teams are sorted. The international break is done. So meaning that we're back to FPL. You have to have focus, you have to be doing your homework. The transfers that you'll have to play, Saka, if you're going to keep him or if you're going to bench him, those are decisions that you guys will have to make. But I think from us, we can actually wrap this up. We're getting too excited. There's so much. Every time after the international, there's just so much to talk about. So you find that we end up having to quickly run through the script. But please do remember to subscribe. We are on YouTube, as you can see. Studios are changing. Things are still gonna change, guys. We're busy on the adventure.
Keep on changing.
You know what I'm saying. So we are trying a lot of things, and it's fun. Check some reels, some shorts on YouTube. We're out there pushing all this content. And from us, I think, Mario, we can close. Anything and wrap in closing for the managers going into game week 8?
Like I said, I always say the numbers are important. Even though I might not follow them sometimes, but I give them to you. You know me, I'm a numbers guy.
Yeah.
But hey, always keep your eyes on the numbers, the fixtures, and the form. And like I always say, men lie, women lie, but numbers never lie, baby.
They said numbers never lie. We shall see you guys in the next episode. And man, keep those teams locked, and we shall catch you guys on game week 9. All the best. We out. Cheers.
Peace.